Hello, everyone. My name is Greta Whitmer, and I'm here to talk to you guys more about the legal status of attending student affairs in higher education. So, some of the legal status is basically like saying, like, it basically means like your occupation or your form of residency in the court system. Also, some of the broad rights that students have is basically like addressing their professors as professional as possible, but also understanding each of the course material as it also is required to help them succeed after college. Another thing is that this right allows students to be evaluated fairly on work, establishing grading criteria, and having fair school and office hours, as this can contribute to their success in the community. So the next topic I'm going to go a little bit more into is contractual rights. And according to Marr School of Law in Indiana University, the rights are agreed upon in a written contract if both parties do agree with the terms laid out for the student in which don't conflict with the state law, which if it can conflict with the state law, that would cause a lot of uproar. It'll cause a lot of imbalance in the school system, and it will basically have a bad outlook in what the school is actually looking for to help the student become successful. So the next topic I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into is legal relationships from student to student. And coming from a college student or a past college student myself, friends are which students that are more of a necessity, because the more friends you make, the more it'll help you become better at making connections in the world, because you never know who might have connections in the world. But also another big one is dating, which has a very controversial concept, and it can have a lot of deep effects depending on the relationship itself and how far it can go with the student in general. But as far as the relationship goes, as long as they keep in mind of their surroundings and determine when and where to have their time in college, can ultimately help with the student's success and help them keep them as stress-free as possible. The next one I'm going to go into is the legal relationship between students and administration. As relationship goes with administration, students should always remain professional, no matter who they're talking to, whether that be a professor, whether that be part of their student affairs board, the student activities board, administration, the president of even the university. Any one of those, it is important for the student to remain professional and very calm as possible. Also, some examples of this would include Title IX, which is there to prevent any sort of like instances between like sex, gender, or orientation. Responsibilities with the student records, and especially with the student affairs, is keeping the student files confidential as possible, and also making sure that they're keeping a constant contact with the family, as it could lead to possible uproar if they don't, which could also conflict with the law, which then could conflict with the school and can lead to students becoming more expelled and getting to situations that they don't want to get into. So also talking things over with the student and the family is also critically important to help maintain that relationship with both the school as well as the professor or staff member at the time, but also keeping in mind with what the school is stand for and what the school is known for to help them become successful. Finally, the last topic I'm going to go more into is student responsibilities in student affairs. Always, and even with me becoming a now past student at Lynn University, I've learned that keeping a relationship professional is vital to helping maintaining connections, also helping with becoming more professional with work life, especially after college, but also learning how to use those connections to help to get to the career that you want. Another thing is avoiding unnecessary drama and fighting. And drama is also unavoidable. We all know that. But drama can also lead to a lot of anxiety. It could lead to stress. It could lead to possible situations that could affect the school itself, but also could be taken to situations where they could end up being in a court case, or it could end up leading to situations where they could actually be endangering themselves and the people around them. And also fighting. Fighting can be also a big concept and a big, huge problem in the school system. And it is important for student affairs to help keep the fighting minimal and also keeping students in check with the situation and also helping them get out of a situation if they were to end up going into one. Another thing is representing what the school stands for. Being able to represent what the school stands for not only looks good on you, but it also looks good on the school itself. And remaining professional, remaining helpful to all the students, and providing the needs that they require to help them get through the situations that they are thrown into, but also giving them some insight on your experience so that that way they can actually be guided